Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Functional Male. My name's Cam. In today's practice, it is episode 1 for Yoga for Men. Here with me today is my good friend Davin. We are on the deck for the sauna that he built with his hands, and we're here to prove that yoga is beneficial for men. Studies actually highlight that it increased your testosterone levels. The reason why is because you can control your nervous system and start to relax. If you're always pumping cortisol, if you're always stressed out, your testosterone actually starts to tank. So this is the side benefit of yoga, among many others, being flexibility, mindfulness, you name it. So today we're going to calm down our nervous systems in order to help our natural testosterone levels get higher. So to get started with us today, we're sitting on blocks. If you have one, amazing. If you don't, that's okay. You can take a comfortable seat, whatever that is to you. We are in the Japanese style, sitting on the block with the block underneath. And go ahead and close your eyes, starting to bring some intention to your breathing. We're going to work together today on a 3-part breath, something that Davin and I learned from John Wineland's book titled From the Core. The 3-part breath starts with a deep inhale into the lowest depths of your belly until you feel it. It then leads to your solar plexus just below your ribs. From there, your chest fills up. So it's like a wave going in, and then the first part to descend is your chest, solar plexus, and belly, the final. So to get started with us today, you can go ahead, take a deep inhale into your belly, solar plexus, chest, exhale, chest, solar plexus, belly, and follow along like so. The purpose of this form of breathing, as you continue with it, is to bring prana, life force, into our lowest chakras. Our root, our sacral, our solar plexus. These tend to be where we hold most of our traumas, particularly as men. We want to deepen our experience of life and our depth of presence. And it starts with this breathing. John Wineland said that it'll even deepen your breath as you continue to practice regularly. Let's take a few more. Grounding into our space, feeling into our existence, our experience. And I'd like to bring to your awareness today the virtue of courage. One of my yoga teachers says that to act properly in the world, your heart and your mind need to be linked together. Hindu philosophy actually believes that they already are, but we get so distracted and separate the two. Our virtues are the actionable items that we can take that automatically link our heart and our mind together. Doing the right thing for goodness sake. On your next inhale, go ahead and reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale. Bring your hands back down to heart center, prayer position. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up, grabbing your left wrist with your right hand, and tilting over to the right. ensuring that we keep that left hip down. Can you breathe into your left lung here? Inhale back up to center, opposite wrist. Exhale, bending over to your left. Inhale, reach all the way back up. And hands to heart center. Go ahead. Land in your tabletop, rolling over your ankles onto your all fours, hands and knees. From here, we're going to take some cat and cows. So on your in-breath, we're dropping our belly, arcing our heart forward, lifting our gaze. Exhale, arching the spine, tucking the tailbone under. A lot of push, palms firmly pressed into the mat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Link this movement to your breath. We're staying here for a few more rounds. It's a beautiful day here in northern Ontario. On your next inhale, find your flat back. Now we're going to warm up our wrists a little bit, so you can go ahead, open up your fingers. Thumbs are pointing forward, fingers to the outside edge of your mat. Take an inhale and slowly lean over to the right on the exhale. Come back to center on the in-breath. Exhale, tilting over to the left. And flow like so, just a little wrist warm up, never overdoing it, but it's so key, and a lot of teachers neglect the wrist warm up in yoga. But we spend so much time on our wrists, it's a disservice to neglect them. Particularly as men, having the shoulder and chest strength and arms that allows us to do more of a arm balancing practice, it is absolutely necessary to keep your wrists lubricated and ready. Find the middle. This time we're going to flip our hands over so palms are facing up, fingers inwards, thumb forwards. Inhale, stretching the top of our wrists. Exhale, bending at the elbows, folding down. Elbows are pulling forward as if there were cords attached to them. Inhale, stretching the wrist. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, back up. And last one going down. Alright, from here push down into a child's pose, give your wrists a little bit of a break. Take some deep breaths here. And when you're ready to come back up, find your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up to the sky. First downward facing dog of the day. You can take a little moment to walk out your dog. Head is heavy, neck relaxed. Sinking one heel at a time, stretching out our calves. Now, from here, we're going to walk slowly to the front of our mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Bring your hands to heart center. From here, we're going to firmly plant our left foot into the mat, bringing our right knee up through the midline. Left hand on the left thigh, right hand reaching back, opening up to a standing twist. Sweeping your right hand down and up, both hands reaching to the sky, knee stays engaged. Sending your right heel to the back of your mat, gracefully in a warrior 3, holding your balance and breathing here. Gently landing your right toes back behind you and opening into a high lunge. Twisting to the left, revolve high lunge. Sweeping your left hand down and back up. Let's do that 2 more times. Opening up your revolve high lunge. Sweeping down and up. Hands float down to the mat, kicking off into an L shape and sinking into a standing splits as best as you can. As you can see, Davin and I are about 90-degree angles in our splits, but we're all just working to get better. Find your breath. Inhale, right foot meets left, halfway lift, fold. Inhale all the way up. Bring your hands down, heart center. Taking a moment with your eyes closed to re-center yourself. Feeling the difference between the left and the right leg. The length, the softness. And on your next in-breath, left knee goes up. Right hand, left thigh, left hand reaching to the back of your mat, opening up to your standing twist. Left hand sweeps down and meets the right, going up to the sky. Maintaining your balance. Sending your left heel to the back of the mat. Still parallel with your mat in the air. Breathe through this warrior 3. Gracefully landing your left toes behind you. Inhaling up to your high lunge. Pulling your right hip back slightly. Left leg is fully engaged. Revolved high lunge to the right. Sweeping your right hand down and up. 2 more like so. Exhale, float your hands down to your mat. Did I skip one? Yeah, it's all good. Kicking off into your L shape. Standing splits. Left foot meets right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Hanging out in this fold for a moment. You can grab opposite elbows. You can sway slightly from left to right. Letting go of opposite elbows. On your next in-breath, taking a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Landing your hands, stepping back into a high plank. A lot of push in your palms, firmly pressed into the earth. Elbows internally rotated. Upper back is opening up to the sky. Nice job, Davin. Pushing your palms fully into the mat. I shouldn't be able to lift your fingers off the ground if I tried. Bugs are on me. On your next in-breath, shift your weight forward, lower down halfway, chaturanga. In-breath, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Well done. From here, sending your right heel up into the sky, engaging your right glute for the strength. Bend your right knee, stack your right hip over your left. Fire hydrant pose. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, right knee to the sky, right heel to the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. One more time up to the sky. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. And you may have the room for it. We're going to land our right foot on the outside edge of our left mat, opening up into a fallen triangle. Hand goes up, hips are high. Balancing between your 2 legs and your right arm. You can look up to accentuate the twist. Exhale. Right left hand to the mat. Right heel goes up again. Exhale, right knee to nose. This time landing your right foot in between your hands, opening up on the inhale to a high lunge. Exhaling, warrior 2, planting your left foot behind you at 90 degrees from your front foot. You should be able to see your front big toe still, and energetically pulling your legs together, finding strength and softness in this warrior two. Exalting your warrior on an exhale. Inhale, sending your left hand forward, right elbow onto left thigh, right thigh. Extended side angle. And link this movement to your breath. Land in the warrior two. Inhale, straighten your front leg, reach your hands all the way up. Bring your 2 feet parallel to each other, facing the left still. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Slowly bringing your feet together slightly, keeping your toes off at an angle, about 45 degrees or so. We're going to open up into a goddess pose. So you can see you're in a squat position with your feet out wide, arms are at 90 degrees, cactus, opened heart, strong legs. I'd like to call your attention back to the virtue of courage. Perhaps a moment in your life where you felt or acted with courage. Maybe you were scared of doing something, but you knew in your heart of hearts that it was the right thing. So you remained steadfast, grounded with courage, and completed or made the decision that was required. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up, extending your legs. Exhale, folding back down. In breath, you can walk your hands back to the top of your mat. Runner's lunge. Kick off L shape. Standing splits. And left foot meets right. Halfway lift. Fold. In breath, reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment. Really breathing into the lowest part of your belly. As masculine men, we bring depth to the present moment just by being there. As long as you are breathing and providing that grounded space for everyone around you. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding, hinging at your hips. In breath, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back, high plank. Core is fully engaged. Hands are firmly planted into the mat below you. Pushing, opening up that upper back as much as you humanly can. Plank position is the foundation for all of our handstand poses and other arm balances. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Exhale, half push-up, chaturanga. In breath, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a moment here. evenly distributing the weight between your feet and your hands, and still pushing to keep our shoulders safe from any damage in the rotator cuff. And your next in-breath, send your left heel to the sky. Bend your left knee, stack your left hip over your right. Fire hydrant. Left leg goes straight. Left knee to nose. Left heel to the sky. Left knee, left elbow. Left heel to the sky. Left knee, right elbow. Kicking out your left foot, straightening that leg, opening up your right hand, chest to the sky, fallen triangle. Gaze can go high. Right hand back down to the mat. Rolling back onto our left or right back toes. In breath, left heel to the sky. Left knee to nose. Planting it in between our hands. How gracefully can you ascend? Every movement is a posture. Exhale into warrior two. Make sure you can see your big toe at the front. Left knee is pushing out towards your left pinky toe. Pelvis is tilted forward. Core is engaged. Shoulders are relaxed. Gaze is looking forward to the edge of your fingertips. Exalt your warrior, landing your right hand on your right hamstring. Left hand goes for the back of the room. Extended side angle, floating forwards. Left knee, left elbow, right hand reaching. Exalted warrior. Linking our breath to our movement here. Extended side angle. When you're done, come back into your warrior. Inhale, extend your front leg, reach your hands up. Left toes parallel with your right. Forward fold with your legs nice and wide. Halfway lift, find your flat back. So wiggle your feet inwards slightly. Sink your butt down, opening up into a goddess pose. Your knees are flared out wide. Arms are cactused. Heart is open. Breathe. Can you bring depth to this moment with your breathing? Inhale, extend your legs, hands go high. Hinging at your hips, folding forward. And walking your hands back to the front of your mat. Kicking off in an L shape, standing splits. Right foot meets left. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. This time ragdoll, stacking one vertebrae at a time until you get all the way up. Hands open. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Shoulders are relaxed. Eyes can close. Take a deep inhale, bringing your shoulders up to your ears. Audible exhale out of your mouth, letting something go. Letting go of all the tense and frantic energy from that sequence. And this is the practice of yoga. How quickly can you self-regulate? Your next in-breath, hands go all the way up to the sky. Hinging at your hips, how gracefully can you fold all the way back down? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands meet the mat. Now we don't have to fly here, but we are going to take the shape of crow pose. So you can step your toes back slightly. Hands are just over shoulder width distance apart. Knees are pressed tightly against your triceps. Slowly taking less and less weight off of your toes. Again, similar to our plank, a lot of push, opening your upper back. Bring your gaze about 2 or 3 feet in front of you if you can. And breathe. For those of you in crow pose, we are going to jump back into a chaturanga. Jump, half push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Well done. Sending our right heel up to the sky, bending our right knee, stacking our hip, right hip over left. So your right knee should be the highest point of your body in this posture. Extending your right leg. Bringing your right knee to your right elbow and gluing it there. Slowly but surely balancing on your hands. If you can. Landing again, sending your right heel back up to the sky. Right knee, left elbow. Fallen triangle. Left hand to the mat. Kick your right heel all the way up. Three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Landing it in between your hands. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Exalt your warrior. Extended side angle. Exalt your warrior. Extended side angle. One more. Warrior two. Inhale, extend your front leg, reach your hands up. Bring your feet to parallel. Hinging at your hips. Wide-legged forward fold. Take an in-breath, halfway lift. stepping our toes, tiptoeing a little bit more inwards. Grabbing a breath, opening up into our goddess position. Arms at cactus. Fully engaged in this squat with our knees flared out wide. Davin, are you ready to try a headstand? Perfect. In breath, reach and extend. Exhale, hinging, folding forward. You can bring a bend into your knees. Here we're going to go for a tripod headstand. So your hands can be at the inside edges of your right and left foot. From here, you can start to put a little bit more weight onto your elbows from your knees. Head goes flat onto the top, onto your mat. Tripod headstand. Breathing. Then coming out of it, knees can come down as gracefully as you can. Walking our hands forward to the top of the mat, right foot still in between. Kicking off into an L shape. Standing splits. Left foot meets right. Inhale, halfway lift, find your flat back. Fold. Letting it all go. Slight bend in the knees, reaching all the way up. Hands to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Eyes can close. Take a moment to gather yourself. Breathing into the deepest parts of your belly. Controlling the exhale. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Half lift, find your flat back as if you were looking over a cliff. Folding. Again, crow pose. If you can fly with us. If not, you can always skip the flow or find your way into a downward facing dog from here. But if you're ready to fly, all the weight onto your hands, fingers, pads press firmly into the mat, opening up our upper back. A lot of push here, a lot of strength, a lot of courage to fly. Jump back, push up chaturanga. Upward facing dog, hips are off the mat, shoulders are back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment here. Left heel to the sky. Left knee to nose. Heel to sky. Left knee, left elbow. Gluing them together, slowly but surely taking the weight off your back foot. Another arm balance. Landing your right foot. Sending your left heel up one more time. Left knee, right elbow. Kicking open, fallen triangle. Hips are pressed upwards. Hand reaches to the sky. Right hand meets the mat, kicking our left leg up. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee to nose rather. Opening up into a high lunge. We forgot to stack our hips on that one, but that's all good. It happens. Exhale. Opening up into a warrior two. Exalt your warrior. Extended side angle. Exalt. Extended side angle. Exalt one more. Extended side angle. Floating back up into a warrior two. In breath, extend your front leg, reach your hands up. Left toes parallel with the right. Hinging at your hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your feet in slightly. Opening up to your goddess. Wide-legged squat, arms at cactus. Core fully engaged. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Setting up for a tripod headstand. Hands plant firmly into the mat. Start to take a little bit of weight off your feet. And your top of your head creates a triangle on the mat with your hands. Are you breathing? And back down as gracefully as you can. Walk your hands up to the front of the mat. Kicking off, L shape. Standing splits, right heel goes high. Right foot meets left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slight bend at the knees, reach all the way up. Bring it home, hands to heart center. With our left foot firmly planted into the mat, our right knee drives up the center line. Kicking our right heel backwards. Warrior three with your hands still in prayer. And now stacking our right hip over our left. Left hand can go down to maintain your balance on the mat with your fingertips. Right hand reaches to the sky. Doing your best to stack your right hip over your left and opening up into this half moon. squaring off your hips again. Right hand meets your left. Right foot meets left on the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slight bend of the knees. Inhale, reach your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. How quickly can you self-regulate? Half moon is no joke. It's a very serious asana. Takes a lot of practice, a lot of balance. And we covered a lot of bases today with shoulders, wrists, arm balancing, legs, quads, hamstrings, warriors, goddesses, and now half moons. Right foot firmly pressing into the mat. Left knee comes driving upwards. Floating your left heel back. Keeping your hands at prayer position in this warrior 3. And slowly, gracefully stacking your left hip over your right. Opening up into the left. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up. Half moon. Core is engaged. Giving your spine some stability. Right hand to the mat, left hand follows, left foot meets right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Planting your hands, stepping back into a high plank. Shift your weight forward. Half push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Float your knees down to your mat. Sweep your heels around the right until you land on your left hip. And your feet go forward. What are you thinking so far? Very good. All right. Left leg goes forward instead of your right leg goes forward instead of your left foot meets inside of your right thigh. Here we're going to reach our hands up. Close your eyes, because this isn't about where you land on your leg. We want you to find a 50 to 70% exertion rate on this stretch. Exhale, folding at your hips. Trying to keep your pelvis perfectly neutral, as if it were filled with water. And we're just breathing into this hamstring stretch. Walking yourself up your leg until you're straightened out. Other side. Right foot comes into your left thigh. Hands go up. Exhale, folding forward. Walking yourself slowly back up your leg. This time bringing the insides of both of our feet together, the Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. You can grab around your toes, you can grab the inside of your feet, whatever you prefer. Elbows are going to push down on your thighs, stretch out that groin area. Letting go of the stretch, bringing your knees in. We're going to lay onto our back so you can bring your hips a little more forward if you need. From here, our right ankle is going to land onto our left thigh, opening up to a figure 4. You can reach onto lower backs. Reach through and grab your left shin. Yeah, pro tip, if you're using one of these mats and you don't wear a shirt, there's a lot of air that can build up if you have a muscular back. Oh well. It's yoga for men, after all. Left foot can land back onto your mat. Shifting your hips over to the right slightly. And letting your left knee open up to the left. Find your spinal twist. Carefully bringing your knees back up through center, replacing your hips in the middle of your mat, switching legs. Left heel goes onto your right thigh. Highly recommend taking your back slightly off the mat first to prevent any air buildup. And sinking down into your figure 8 stretch. Letting go of your right shin. Shifting your hips over to the left. Left foot goes to the mat. Spinal twist. Gently bringing our knees back up through center. Hips find the middle of your mat. Arms and legs extend outwards. Find some comfortable position for your final rest. I will leave you here in Shavasana with a brief definition of courage from the Virtue Project's card itself. Courage transforms fear into determination. It is embracing life fully without holding back, doing what must be done even when it is difficult or risky. When we are tempted to give up, courage supports us to take the next step. It allows us to face adversity with confidence. Courage opens us to new possibilities and gives us the strength to sacrifice for what we love. At times, we need courage to accept the truth and to pick ourselves up after a mistake, ready to make amends and try again. Courage gives me the strength to make this journey with all my heart. I hope you continue to make this journey with all your heart. Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Namaste.